Eskwilax Hour now shooting live from Boyle Heights.
Those little leaves and branches
That's
just
number
pop
8
right
so
out at
far.
you.
Number
There he comes.
8. Take 1.
Hey, little son of a gun's hiding your brush. You just have to push him out.
The Eskwilax Hour, shooting live from Boyle Heights since 2015. La hora del Eskwilax en vivo desde 2015 de Boyle Heights. So Marco said I gotta wait 5 seconds. So I'm just like kind of waiting for his cue. This is all on Marcos right now. I hope he didn't fall asleep. Are we good? As you guys heard, Marco said good to go. And I'm just logging into the eskwilaxhour.com. I hope you guys are also. This is episode 152 of the Eskwilax Hour, where we bring you arte, live painting, and artist interviews, performers, just getting creative, local issues, a little bit of everything. As you guys seen, last week we had Foxy La Chingona. 2 weeks ago we had Mr. Baby. And a while back we had Enchanted Apples, the whole gang, everybody out here. And also a lot of them that came through to the Zapotec. We're still figuring out a name for it, but it's not going to be an art walk name. It's going to be something dope. It's going to be something unique. What? That's too long. That's too long. But yeah, we're figuring that out. As soon as we start getting a real name out there, we will let everybody know when the next event is. In fact, this Sunday, Beardo's going to be over there chilling with us with his black books and rhyme books and the whole crowd that is the graffiti culture. Be there or be square. All right. Got that out the way. Thank you guys again for being here. The Eskwilax Hour, episode 152. I actually remembered the number this time. Today we have a special guest that'll be coming on. You guys know every 30 minutes we have a new guest that'll come just kind of have a quick chat with us. And we're going to bring on our first guest. Her name, I believe, is Estefania. And if you want to come hang with us right here, I have a mic for you. Yes, use that mic.
Well, hello.
Is audio good, Marco? No more of that other song that we had 2 weeks ago?
You have a song when you come on?
No, it was just an episode where we kind of screwed up in the beginning.
That would be cool though, like if to have your guests come in and then you have like a song.
Oh,
playing,
like tin
and
tin
you're
tin.
Hey, hey,
Tin
hey,
tin
hey.
tin. But yeah, thank you for being here, and thank you for being at the event. Like, was it last week?
Yeah.
Or was it this Sunday? Or
I don't remember. I don't even know what today is.
it's just like
Today's Friday, right?
yeah, like
Yeah.
nowadays, like just time, just like
It flies by really fast.
yes.
Yeah.
And where are you visiting us from?
So I am from San Bernardino,
Oh, San
California.
Bernardino? Also, you came all the way right now.
Yeah.
Or you were in like downtown, because you said you're in, like sometimes in downtown, right?
Yeah. So right now I'm doing a play at Teatro Frida Kahlo, and I stayed over at a cousin's house, and then she lives like 30 minutes away from here. So I just hopped on the subway and then came.
Oh yeah, that worked out.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, we're glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Come and check out the Eskwilax Hour. What we do here on our free time. As you know, we're like an independent production.
Yeah,
with
dude, it's dope.
Marco, Henry, and I, and sometimes our interns help us.
Nice.
But right now, it's just kind of hear crickets on that side. Yeah, so you want to tell us who is Estefania. Tell us a little bit about your background, your culture.
All right. So, so I came here to the U.S. when I was 3 years old, and I'm originally from Oaxaca, Mexico. I was born there, from a pueblo called Santana del Valle.
Yeah, where is that? Is that near Tlacolula or?
Yeah, it's near Tlacolula. It's about, I want to say like 10, 15 minutes away from there. It's like right in front of it.
Do you have any memories, or you were just too young to remember?
I think I was too young to remember. I do remember the food though, because we have great food, and that's what I miss most about like Oaxaca, the food. Other than that, I remember briefly just going to school there and getting hit by the teacher.
Yeah, they did that. They'd be like, they don't
yeah.
take shit from anybody.
No,
They're like, they put their hands up. Wow.
with the ruler. Yeah, they make you put it like at the edge of the table.
Now you guys know why I'm all like crazy. Nah, but yeah, I mean, it's just different memories everybody has from over there. And did you have like a culture shock once you started living here? Did you live originally in LA, or have always been on San Bernardino?
No, I've always been in San Bernardino. The reason I'm here in LA now is because since I decided to get involved in the entertainment industry, which is, I'm acting right now at the Teatro Frida Kahlo. I mean, the heart of the entertainment world is here in LA. Yeah. So I travel all the way over here just so I can do do what I love, which is art.
Yeah, take the proper steps to go to the right places, meet the right people.
Yeah.
Towards your career. Where would you go to school?
I went to school at so in elementary. It was all in San Bernardino.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how is like San Bernardino? How's that community out there? Do they have a Oaxacan community?
Not really. I mean, I have some family members that live in San Bernardino, but we don't really have like a very, very solid community. It's very rare to meet people from Oaxaca over there. When I went to college, I met like 2 people from Oaxaca, but that's all. There's not really a base of Oaxacan community.
Where did you go to college?
I went to University of California, Riverside.
UCR?
UCR. Mm-hmm.
My sister goes there right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah, she's recently she went to this. They had like orchestra, banda. I don't know what you call it down there.
The Orquesta Filarmónica Banda de Oaxaca.
Yeah, that's the correct name for it. My bad, guys. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't get to go to that because I was performing over here, but I heard it was a great turnout. And it got a lot of attention, so that was really, really good event. Yeah,
she was telling me about it on like Messenger. Like I sent her a link, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to that. Like, I'm going to be there and and enjoy it." I was like, "Yeah, do it," because we're all the way like in mid city or downtown. It's like pretty far from here.
Yeah, it's far. Mm-hmm. So about myself, I'm the first person from my family to graduate from university, and I'm the only woman in my family. Thank you. And so I am a poet. I do spoken word. I am an actress. I am a inspirational, motivational speaker. Nice. I do a lot of things. I like to create a lot of arts and crafts. I just like that human connection, with people. I really find fulfilling out of that, and it makes me really happy to meet new people and hear their stories. Yeah. Do
you have any samples of your poetry? Just a quick few words you want to spit out here with us?
Yes. Can I have my phone? Because I have all my work in there.
All right, guys. So she's gonna share with us. And there goes Liz.
Thank you. Let me just pull it out right now.
You guys know the Eskwilax Hour 152. Thank you guys for being here. We're here with Estefania. Am I saying it right?
Yes, you are. Estefania.
I forgot my line. But I don't know if you watched the show before.
No.
We're really it's all live. This is live, so if we kind of mess up, it's on me. And they get to jump me after the show.
They get to what?
I said too much. Uh-oh. Help me. It's gonna be the closet for me today. Yeah, we have some images also we're sharing. Wow. Is that a yerbelawa?
Yerba. Oh yeah. So I like to travel too, and
Yeah.
I do solo traveling, backpacking. I know it's dangerous for females to do it, but fuck it, I do it. And that's where I get like most of my inspiration for my work and stuff like that. Just meeting new people and getting to know them. That's what inspires most of my work.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome that you're able to do that. That not, like you said, not that many women would partake in like those
Yeah.
kind of journeys because they are dangerous. But yeah, like you said, they you go into a side of yourself that you developed character doing that. That's
Sorry,
Oaxaca.
Thank you.
I believe that's probably is that the town?
Yeah. Oh, not my town, but that's Oaxaca,
The city?
like the main city. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't been there in like over 20 years, so you know.
Okay, so I got one right here. Flor.
All right, cool, guys. There, she's gonna. All right, maybe we'll get the camera on her, Marcos.
All
Give us
right, let's do
one
this.
second. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so this one's called Flor Cabrona.
Yeah.
Yes. So here, let's do this. Can I stand up for this?
Yeah, of course,
Yeah?
of
Okay.
course.
Cool. Déjame clarificarte algo. Soy flor, no delicada, flor cabrona. Admira mi belleza iluminando en mis pétalos, pero siente mi fuerza y coraje de independencia en mis espinas. En el jardín me quedo tranquila y callada. Declárame guerra y en vez de oler mi dulce fragancia, huele el calor de mi sangre hirviendo llena de perseverancia. Arráncame la vida, quítame de mi tierra, donde una vez pisé, se quedan mis semillas enteras. ¿Tú crees que me puedes hacer desaparecer, separando de mis raíces, negándome agua para beber? Abre tus ojos, investiga por el mar. Mi raza existe como el aire está en todo el lugar. Yo he vivido generaciones de años, no siendo una flor delicada, conformada. Me lanzo a la aventura, ando por montañas, cruzando, explorando. Yo soy una flor cabrona, revolucionaria. Thank you.
That was great. That was awesome.
Thank
and,
you.
Yeah, Hoken and Liz and Marcos back there. They're like me right now. I'm like really pumped up listening to
Yeah.
those powerful words.
Yes.
That's great. Yeah, I can see how you said you do motivational speaking.
Yeah.
That is great. That's great, especially for the youth and like.
Yes, I love the youth. I love it. Love them.
No, that was awesome. And have you published a book before, or
No,
you have
I've-
these poems anywhere they can find them?
So I have a website that I will leave with you, and then maybe you can put that on to your Instagram.
Well, if you can tell us, Marco can throw it on there
Yeah.
also
Okay.
live right now.
Yeah. I sent it to Marcos too, but it's here because I just made it yesterday. Because Marcos is all like, "Do you have a website?" I'm like, I do, and I made it last night.
Yeah. No, it's,
Honestly, I didn't get any sleep, but to make that website because I was making it, but. It is Estefania/Garcia/kp5h.squarespace.com. And Marcos, I think I sent it to you on your message, so you have it there too, on your text message. Yeah, you're welcome. So yeah, there's no current poems there, but I will upload some next week. Yes.
awesome. We're talking about. You went to UC Riverside.
Yeah.
You've been in San Bernardino.
Mm-hmm.
Then you come out here in LA.
Yeah.
What have been like the projects that you have enjoyed the most, like
From here?
acting wise?
So recently I did a play actually it was in January I did this play, and it had to do a lot of being this like sexy female, and I had to come out in high heels, and I was like half naked, just in my underwear, my bra. And to really get into that character, it was very, very hard for me because I do come from like a background of sexual trauma, especially in the Oaxacan culture. There's a lot of machismo that exists within our culture. And so you don't have these conversations within your family, you know. My mom never talked to me about sex.
Yeah, it's like taboo,
you know?
and stuff.
Yeah, it's
there.
taboo. It's still taboo, you know. And so when I took on this character, I was really scared, and I was gonna put this paper down and be like, I can't do this character. You need to find another actress. But I'm like, no, fuck it. I need to overcome this fear, and I need to. If I want to be an actress, there's other obstacles that are going to come. And if I can't conquer this one, how the fuck am I going to conquer the rest, you know? So I healed myself, and I really accepted, you know, myself, my body. And I was like, okay, let's go into this character. I did some healing, personal healing, and then from there I was able to transform into this character. So that play was called Papi Chulo by Mercedes Florislas. And that was one of the most fulfilling moments of of like being an actress, being able to conquer this fear. And then that play came out really great, and I'm very, very proud of myself. And
where did they have the play? Where was it?
That play was in Teatro Frida Kahlo. It was part of a 10-minute play festival. Mm-hmm.
The Teatro Frida Kahlo, where is that located? So in case our audience wants to check it out.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out. They do a lot of Latino, Hispanic, Mexican, just that, they do a lot of playwrights, play works, saying narratives about like our culture and our community. And that's on 4th Street by MacArthur Park.
4th Street. Okay, yeah, I think I know where that's at. Yeah, I think some of our friends put a show around there, like some art show. Yeah, an art show. But yeah, it's great. Are there other Oaxacan actors within your circle, like over there, or are you like one of the only ones?
I haven't met another Oaxacan actor. For right now, I think. I know myself, so that's the only person I know that's a Oaxacan actor. But that's what I really want to emphasize. This is why I do the work that I'm doing as an actress, because you don't really see a lot of mujeres or Oaxacan actors,
yeah, that's
you know?
what I was asking, yeah.
Yeah, so it's very important to me, like when they put in my bio, like when they put your bio at the pamphlets of the shows, I always specifically say you have to put Oaxacan actress. Because I want my people to be represented, and I want them to be recognized, you know? Like, and there's a lot of girls, you know, that have dreams like me, and I'm like, hey, look, if you see me doing it, you can do it too. And that's what it's all about, like being this inspiration to really motivate them to chase their dreams and work for it.
And off of that, who has been your inspiration? Like, who's your biggest inspiration? Or who has inspired you just to keep going at your career and your, like, you know, just everything you do?
So I think being children from immigrants and coming to this país at the same time, you know, growing up over there, a little bit of I can remember, we really value what we have here in this country. And
yeah, I can definitely, yeah.
And I even though it's hard, you know, like life is not easy, it's hard. But what really motivates me is my family, my mom, and just people in general. Yeah, and Selena Quintanilla.
Selena?
Dude, Selena is like my...
When was it, 96? When did the movie come out?
I don't remember.
Did you remember watching it though?
Yeah, and watching her on stage, that was something that really fueled my interest in the entertainment world. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you know, she had her the tragedy upon her life. But my mother always, references her, like, because they're the same age.
Yeah.
So she's like, wow, imagine if Selena would have been here, what she would have done, what she would have been doing for, like, the Latino community. Because, you know, she did, like, you know, she was just barely getting started.
Yeah.
And off of that fire, everybody else was just like, you know.
Yeah. Like, you think about in the entertainment world, how many women figures do we have, you know, woman role model? For me, Selena is a person that I really look up to, a female.
Yeah, she inspires like even like non-Latinos, like even across the globe, like
exactly.
people recognize her image and her music, and it's just everywhere. And inspires.
I remember going into a theater class in UCR, and it was my first day there. I was actually late for that class, so I didn't get to introduce myself. So my professor's like, hey, you have to introduce yourself and you have to sing a song or something. And I was like, okay. And I was like put on the spot, and I'm like, you know what? Como una flor, Selena, let's go.
Came to my head right now.
The first thing. And I was like, okay, I don't know if you guys know this song, but I'm gonna sing it, and you're welcome to join along. And I started, como una flor. And then people, like, oh my gosh, black people, white people, like brown people, red, purple people, whatever. Everybody started singing, and I was like, that's when I realized the impact, she has on our communities, like.
Yeah, she still does, even after years and years of just like.
Yeah, it was an amazing experience. It was an amazing experience.
What about I noticed that day we met you right here at the event, and we were talking about your acting career.
Yeah.
But the main, the reason we met was I was asking you about your latest, business that you're starting, right? How long have you been with that? I just wanted to bring that up real quick. That's why.
Yeah. So we recently became vendors with my mother. You have to hustle and you have to find out how to make money in order to support yourself. So my mom has a lot of goods from Oaxaca, clothes, jewelry, bags, huaraches, little artesanías she brings. And so we recently just started making a business called Bendita, Maldita, which is my Instagram account.
Yeah, that's how I remembered, because it's catchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's behind the name?
Bendita, Maldita. So, typical Mexican family where you're born into a religious Catholicism family. And so I was very religious. Like, I was a youth group leader. I taught catechism, and because I was raised in that religion.
Of course.
So, my abuelita, when you go to Oaxaca, te bendicen, te vas a la iglesia todos los domingos, even though you don't want to, but ahí te lleva. And you go to be respectful, And so I grew up with that, but when I started getting into college, I was like, hey, my religion, or the religion that my parents practice, is kind of oppressive to women, And there's some things that I don't really agree with.
Yeah, you start seeing you get a different perspective because of the knowledge you start acquiring. About different views of it. Like you said, for example, how the women are treated specifically. Yeah,
like property over there, they're property. They don't even get land. It's all automatically goes to the male people, the boys. But so how I started was that Bendita came from that part. Bendita. La Virgen de Guadalupe and stuff like that. But Maldita came from, I went through this phase where I started rebelling. I rebelled against my parents and everything, my culture.
Yeah, I think we all get to that point. That's how this came through. I used to, I was kind of alone, not knowing, so I started doing graffiti, and then from that, this was born.
Nice. And then your show now, That's cool. So Maldita, there was a period when I started rebelling against my parents because, I put this pressure on myself, and unconsciously my parents put this pressure on me that I had to be the perfect daughter, perfect hijo, Your parents came to this country and they sacrificed a lot, so now what do you have to do to give back, So it's a lot of pressure you put on yourself. And so I was trying to be somebody I was not, and doing stuff that I didn't like, but I had to make my parents happy and to satisfy their expectations. So I got to a point where I'm like, fuck it, I'm not happy, I'm not who I am, and I want to do what I want to do. So I rebelled, but I rebelled in a physical way where I shaved my head.
Oh, wow.
You didn't
send any photos of that?
No, I didn't send. But I shaved like half of my head right here. I got a piercing, everything. My parents, they were like, oh, son de criminales, only malos do that, I did everything they didn't want me to do, and I wanted to get a tattoo. They didn't like tattoos. I'm still gonna get it though.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what did you get?
No, I haven't got it, but I'm thinking about getting like grecas in Montalban, around. They're in different colors. Yeah, look at that, Oaxaca.
That's right.
Yeah, representing my culture too. So I rebelled physically, and that I found liberation through those actions. And then I went to Oaxaca, and these people saw there, where in your pueblo, they're like, ay, mira esta, como está así, es vagabunda y no obedece, y she's like ungrateful and stuff like that. And even I had a lot of conflict with my grandparents and family members, where today they don't even let me talk to their children because I'm a bad person, I'm a bad woman, you know? Because I'm doing all the stuff women in my town are not able to do, because I have a voice and I'm not afraid to talk about these things, you know?
Yeah, it's just the whole how the system is set up over there.
Yeah.
That's where the mentality comes from.
And so people were like, oh, she's bad, es una mala mujer, es una cualquiera, y lo que sea. So that's where the term Maldita came from, you know? Like I came from a religious background, a Bendita, but people refer to me as Maldita. But you know, when you put those two terms together, like Bendita la Maldita, it's like that term ni de aquí ni allá, you know? It's like a solid middle ground you find, because as humans, we make mistakes, and we're not all the time good, you know? We have bad moments and we have good moments, and that's okay, but that's what makes us human. So that's where the name comes from, Bendita Maldita. It's just like we're a bit of both, you know, and to embrace that.
I'm grateful that you share that with us. That way, in our audience, if other audience members online, streaming, and everybody,
Yeah.
I mean, if they're watching and they know that they're not the only ones going through that.
Yeah.
Where
yeah.
they come from a different country and you have certain values that were like
Yeah.
placed onto you by a different system. And once you come here and you start learning different, more knowledge,
Yeah.
and then you're like, wow, you know, this isn't really right or
Yeah.
correct. And I'm not saying rebel, but I'm just saying, you know, it's good to
be aware of that, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what you're saying right now, yeah, a lot of people can relate to it. I mean, I can relate to it directly, because
Yeah.
I remember, they're like, don't get a tattoo. I got a tattoo. Don't go writing on walls.
Yeah.
I go went and write on walls. Don't, you know, drop out of school and get a job, because that's what you're meant to do. I'm like, no, I'm going to go to school and try as much as I can.
Yeah.
Don't start a business because you're going to fail. Like, no, I'm just going to do it because it's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
It's been like that. And that's where I'm, you know, it's pretty much what you're saying. Like, Bendita Maldita.
Yep.
That's dope. That's dope.
Thanks, man.
When did you guys start? This year or?
Yeah, we just started. Actually, so your event, that was our first event ever. So we just recently started, you know. And I wanted to thank you, too, because you gave us that space and that opportunity to start.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's part of what we do out there. Again, we're not trying to call it an art walk, because it is our own thing that out of necessity, we started it with my whole group of friends from like Yeska Interior, just everybody, because we did the first one in summer, and we had a few vendors, and then another one, and we just started like amounting so many people.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're more than welcome to, you know, come through every time. Just hit us up. And you were mainly, what were you guys bending? The blouses, right?
Yeah. So we have like, not specifically like this, but we do have like similar styles to this. We sell blouses and huaraches, bracelets, earrings, bags, little artesanías, you know, bookmarks or little cooking utensils and stuff like that. It's a little bit of a lot of things.
And right now you're just doing like bending at events, right?
Yeah.
And then
right
like
now.
later on it's gonna be like online.
Yeah, that's the plan. Just to start right now, going to different places and start building a community with other artists, and then from there start making it into a website. Yeah,
I mean, you could just like literally follow art or like Instagram, and then we have like all these events that we're always posting, because we're always like heading out like Northeast LA, East LA. I think, Northeast LA. I think that's what that's called over there. I call it the Highland Park Art Walk.
Yeah.
And then this one, the downtown one, and then there's like one in Downey now.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, see, everybody's, you can like just literally hit up somebody on Instagram. That's what social media makes it so easy to connect.
Yeah, and we have that. We're very fortunate to have that, you know. So right now, some projects, if I can talk, some projects that I'm working on right now.
Go ahead.
So I'm creating right now, working on a poetry book specifically for women, indigenous women. It's gonna be sharing some of my experiences growing up in this país, you know, but still carrying those traditional norms from my culture and how I have had found liberation, you know, to really be happy with who I am and live the life that I want to, that I choose to live. So it has a lot of poems relating to those topics, and I'll have a lot of poems that are inspirational too and motivational, and that's gonna come out hopefully next year. So keep a lookout on my website, and I'll publish that.
We're gonna always keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, and then I'm also right now in the works of producing my first spoken word video called Chingona. And the goal is to film a little bit in Oaxaca, in mi pueblo, and then a little bit here. So when that comes out too, I will let you know, so you can watch that.
This is all 2018 projects, right?
Yeah, these are 2019 projects.
2019.
They're gonna be produced here in 2018, but the release will be like around 2019. Yeah, or sooner, who knows?
What about any plays that are your...
Oh, yes. So I'm currently right now acting in the Teatro Frida Kahlo, and I am involved in the Frida Kahlo production. So it's basically a play about Frida's life with Diego and all this other stuff. And I am Cristina. I am Frida's sister.
His sister,
and
yeah.
yes, I'm the one that had an affair. Well, not me, but Cristina had an affair with Frida.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bunch of drama. And the first time I saw like the actors rehearsing, it looked like a pinche telenovela. It was like fucking traumatic and shit, you know?
I gotta go see
Dude, it's so good. I'm just like, half the time, I'm like, I can't believe I'm fucking doing this right now. Like, it's really hard not to laugh. Because there's moments when I'm a little girl, and it's in Spanish too. It's in Spanish and English, but I recommend the Spanish just because, you know, Spanish is a very powerful language. And it's not like when you're mad, you're like, you know what, fuck you, you know? But in Spanish, you're like, ya vete a la mierda, pinche puto, y no sé qué, you know? Chinga tu madre. That shit hurts, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, I'd rather you cuss me out in English than in Spanish because, no. But yeah, Spanish is a very powerful language, so if you're gonna go see the show, I recommend it in Spanish, you know, but if you also wanna see it in English, go ahead, you know?
And what is the cost?
The cost, it's $16 per ticket, and there's free parking. The theater has its own parking, so you're able to park your car there, and we have shows at 8 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays, the shows are at 8 p.m., and on Sunday, it's at 6 p.m.
Would you say it's PG-13?
No, I would not say that.
Rated R?
It's not rated R, but you know what? I think the language is very strong. Very strong. You know, so you can still take your child, you know.
I mean, they listen to that at home anyways. So.
Exactly, yeah, whatever, you know, it's rated G, let's just rate it like that. Yeah, but I recommend to go watch it. It's really fun, really, really fun.
I mean, it would be like, I don't have any kids, but like I said, I mean, it would be something to take the kids to, because that way they see and learn about the culture, what actually, well, you know, like, interpretation of her life according to this theater, because I mean, everybody does different. No, and this theater is really great. I just discovered this theater like 4 months ago, and the director right there is Ruben, and he is very open to supporting Mexican playwriters and actors. So he gave me the opportunity to act. Shout out to Ruben, you said?
Yeah, shout out to Ruben.
You,
Thank you. So that's how I discovered it, and I've been involved since. So it's been great. It's been a great experience meeting other POC actors, you know. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, the last play I saw was right here at, I think it's Casa 101.
Yeah. Casa 0101.
Yeah, that's it. It was like the weekend with Picasso.
Oh, okay.
Did you see it?
I didn't see
about
it. But I heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was dope. That was really good.
I actually Casa 0101 was my first production. That's where I got like my started my acting career there.
What were you involved in there?
I was part of a woman collective ensemble called Chicanas Cholas y Chisme. Yeah, it's a great name. And they put on a 10-minute play festival. I think it ran in 2016 or 2015. 2016. And that was the first time I got to act on stage, you know? Yeah.
What part did you?
So I was different characters because each play was 10 minutes. It was like a sequence of 10-minute plays. So I was like a little girl. I was a teenager. I got to be a woman being incarcerated. And I got to be a sister. Yeah.
And you said that was your first one?
That was my first one.
Was that right after school or during school?
It was during school because I was still in college. So I would go to school, then I would work, and then I would travel here to come and do rehearsal. And then the next day I would go to school, work, come here to rehearsal. And it was a lot of self-sacrifice because sometimes I wouldn't be able to drive back home to San Bernardino, so I would stop at gas stations and sleep there. Dang. You know? So it took a lot.
Yeah, hard work.
Yeah, a lot of hard work, yeah. And then at that same time I was doing another internship here. So I was just like, damn. But looking back at it.
Yeah, that's how you got to do it, because then all those steps leads to the next big project.
Yeah.
Then the next one.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I said, right now, hopefully the audience who's watching, you know, they're going to get inspired by you.
Yes. You can do it. You can do it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You guys can do it.
You. Yes, you. Yes, you.
So what is your ultimate goal with your acting?
My ultimate goal, you know, this is very interesting because I always said acting is a hobby, but I've gotten so many opportunities when I act that I'm just like, you know, fuck it, I have to accept it. I'm gonna have to go for it, you know, because it just brought me so much fulfillment. And I've met a lot of people, and it's great. My goal is, it has to do with how you define success too, you know? Because maybe success for some actors are being on the big screen and being, you know, having your face on billboards and shit like that. But for me, my success as an actress is to, again, inspire other women and the Oaxacan community to be more involved in the entertainment industry, and that there is a place for you and that you do belong there. I want to just be a voice to start a pathway for other children, other people that want to be part of the entertainment and or have dreams and goals within that industry. As long as I am inspiring people and motivating them to follow their dreams, that's what success is for me, you know?
Yeah, I mean, just by taking these steps already, just by coming to our show and sharing your story, your life story with us so far.
Yeah.
You know, maybe one day we'll be like, oh, we had her on a show when, you know, she was starting off. Mm-hmm. And she was able to come through. Don't forget about us.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna be like receiving my Emmy award, like you were, you know, like.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. I don't. How do you pronounce the name of the show?
The Eskwilax Hour.
I want to thank the Eskwilax Hour for having my first interview here and exposing my artwork to the world. Thank you.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, just doing this show, we met so many, like you said, POC, doing different, and just putting it out there, sharing it with us.
Yeah.
And like we always get messages from like people that have been here like a year or like 6 months before, and they're like, yo, you know, I came on and started linking up with everybody else, and you're like, yo, we're just like trying to give everybody a platform that you're able to like you know, use it, link up, you know, connect with others, inspire others.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean, if that's your ultimate goal, like you said, everybody has their own definition
of success. Yeah.
Because being in here, I mean, I've been invited to be like an actor in the other shows that have been here in the past. Yeah. Being an extra, but then I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. You know, acting's cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I want to make like in a movie. I'm like, I want to be like, you know, the guy making, I don't know, the dope ass movies. Like, what's his name? I don't know, Benicio del Toro.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, like movies like that. I'm able to put it together because I'm a painter. So like what I want to do is produce a show or a movie that it's like a painting. It's like complete. It's full. It flows.
Yeah.
It's able to like, you know, be in people's minds like 20, 30 years later and say, that guy, yeah, that guy, that's the guy who did that. And hopefully, you know, the show being here, that somebody will, you know, reach out to you, give you more opportunities, more regarding acting, regarding bending. If you guys are out there watching.
Or poetry.
Poetry.
I do modeling too.
Modeling. If you guys have any projects.
My website has like a lot of the things I do, you know, and it has pictures of the productions I've been in. I mean, I am going to post my poems up there, so that will be on there as well.
Do you have any shout outs? Anybody that you want to say hi to? Later on, we'll post this on YouTube, so.
Yeah, I want to shout out to UCR community, Chicano student programs for supporting me in the UCR. Shout out to my family, my cousins Natalie, Jasmine, Emmanuel, my brother Andy, my dad, my brother Romario, my madrinas for letting me stay at your house while I've been here.
Madrinas.
For feeding me, you know. Las madrinas.
Comida.
For my primos, you know, everybody that has supported me in one way or another to be able to do what I do today.
Do you shout out your town?
Yes, fuck yes. Shout out to Oaxaca, Santana del Valle.
Yeah.
Yes, shout out to all my Oaxacan community out there.
If you guys are out there, we're right here waiting for you to get interviewed also. Come link up with us. Let's see. Oh, what's in the... I don't know if you can see it. I can't see it.
Oh, so it's a waterfall, and that's me, some of my pictures. This is a project.
Traveling?
Yeah, these are traveling. This is actually a waterfall in Portland, Oregon. And
are there any Oaxacans in Portland, Oregon?
Yes, my brother is there. He's
like
studying.
A community and stuff?
A community? Yes, there is. It's very small, but it exists. Yes.
Hi there, out there.
Yeah.
You guys are out there watching.
Yeah. So the previous photo you saw was my brother's a photographer. He's studying in Oregon University. He's studying filmmaking, and he's also studying cultural anthropology, I believe. And I was gonna go visit him, and he was like, "Hey, bring your toda tu ropa de Oaxaca, because I want to have a because and I have a lot of wardrobe like this. I like to dress with my mis playeras y todo." And so he's like, "Bring your stuff, and I want to have a photo shoot by the waterfalls." And I was like, "Okay." So that was my first photo shoot ever, and I'm like, "What do I do with my hands? Like, it's so awkward when you're like in front of the camera." Yeah. So I was like, "All right, okay, all right," and then. He's like, just be yourself. But I'm like, how do you do that? Like, who am I?
Was there public or was it like you guys?
It was just us. You know, there was a few people that were running in the waterfalls and stuff like that. But it was just us. And I was just being myself, playing around. And he captured some moments I didn't even know, you know? And when these pictures came and I saw the outcomes, I was like, that's me? I was like, what?
Shit.
I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, holy crap.
Like, I'm beautiful.
I'm beautiful. I'm strong, you know? I'm fucking gorgeous, you know?
That's right.
Intelligent. And so I got to see this persona through my brother's eyes. I got to see myself through my brother's eyes. And I was like, wow. And actually, some of these pictures are going to be in Plaza de las Artes, in Placita Olvera.
Yeah.
It's going to be there in
Maine, right? I think that's Maine.
March 10th for an event called Las Mujeres Fotos Project. Yeah.
That's next week, isn't it?
Yeah, it's next week.
All right,
yeah,
make sure you guys check that out.
Yeah, so they're going to be there. But yeah, those pictures are part of that moment when my brother, that project, you know? And some of those pictures are also going to be involved in the poet's journal that I'm making for the indigenous woman. Mm-hmm.
And you said you like to travel. Where has been like the craziest or like the most fun place to travel since you started? Since
I started?
How many places have you traveled?
So I've been to Florida.
Nice.
I went to Florida actually for an internship where I didn't get paid, but it was
you traveled.
I traveled, you know, and honestly, I didn't have any money. I just bought a plane ticket and I went. And thank God, some of my family helped me find a place to stay there, an internship. But I think the most fulfilling place I've traveled to is Michoacan. I traveled Michoacan, yeah. I traveled last March and I went backpacking there. I started off in, where did I start off? I don't remember where I started, but I went to Pátzcuaro and I went to Morelia and Janitzio. And I went there and I met a lot of people. I actually had this encounter, I met a guy that was deaf. And I mean, we were trying to figure out how to communicate, and he came asking for money, and I didn't have any money. And then he saw my camera, and he's like just pointing at it, and I'm like, oh, you want to see my camera? And in my head, I was like, no, don't give it to him. He might like take off and run, you know? But then I'm like, something in me is like, no, trust him. And I was like, okay, you know, it wasn't my camera, it was my friend's too. She let me borrow it. So I was like, fuck, okay, if he runs off with it, I'll just have to buy my friend another camera, but okay. So I give the camera to the guy, and he's trying to take a picture, and I teach him how to take a picture. And then he's just pointing me to walk over there so he can take a picture. And so he takes a picture, and I try to take a picture of him, and he's like, no, don't take a picture of me. But finding that form of communication, because we couldn't talk, I mean, obviously, I didn't know sign language, he didn't know sign language. Yeah. So I had that really human connection when I really looked into his eyes and he really looked into my eyes, and we were just trying to figure out what I wanted to say and what he wanted to say, you know? So it was a moment, it was a magical moment where everybody around was talking, could use words, you know, verbally use words to communicate. But me and him, we had to really, really listen to each other's body language to understand one another, you know? It was great. It was an amazing
Yeah, I mean,
experience.
That's one of the reasons that in our culture is not really encouraged to travel.
Yeah.
But that's why it's important to do it, because you get certain moments in life that only you can understand. Like you said, it was just you, him, and everybody else was able to speak, but you were having this moment of just human to human, back to basics kind of moment. Yeah,
and that reminds me of another story. When I was on my way to go visit a friend in Puebla, and I was at the aeropuerto de Mexico, and I was waiting with one of my best friend, Miriam. Shout out to Miriam too. Shout out. And we were there. I was so hungry, so we were at the liquor, buying some food, and then this around 13-year-old boy comes up to me, and he's like, "Tienes monedas?" He was begging, and I was like, yeah. So I had a $20 bill, not $20 bill, 20 pesos. And I pulled that out, and when he sees the bill, he's like, oh my God. No, he didn't say oh my God, but he was just very emocionado. Expression. And I gave it to him, and he was, when a child's face lights up, they're going to Disneyland, or something, he was just very happy. And I got so moved by him, and I go up to him and I give him a hug, and then he just looks at me, and he's like, ¿Qué es eso? And at first I was like, what do you mean? It's 20 pesos, it's money, And then Miriam, I look at my friend Miriam, and Miriam's just with her mouth open, in disbelief. And the boy's like, ¿Qué es eso? And I didn't understand him, and he kept repeating, ¿Qué es eso? And then he does that, his hands like this, ¿Qué es esto? And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's never been hugged before.
I was like, what the fuck? Automatically, tears started rolling down my cheek. And I'm like, this boy's asking me what a hug is. And I'm like, how do I even explain what a hug is? How do you explain what a hug is to a person? And I was just like, es una forma, it's a way to show affection to somebody. And I told him that. And he's like, okay. And Miriam was crying. We were just so shocked. Something you think every human knows how to do, out of common sense, Yeah. It's a luxury, It's a privilege to be able to express yourself, because there's other cultures that can't as well. And it's, to be loved. You think everybody should be loved, has that right. But this kid didn't even know what a hug was. And that broke my heart. And then after that, Miriam was like, you know, like I was telling her, like, if this boy didn't know what a hug was, I don't even want to know the conditions he's living under, you know?
That's true.
Like, who's watching over him, who's taking care of him, you know? All these questions were like coming to mind, you know? But that was another experience while traveling that I really had that was really life-changing for me. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's been really nice, like, just hearing these stories from you.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we actually, like, been sitting here talking for,
Yeah.
like, you know, quite a few minutes. I didn't even notice, but we actually have come to
The conclusion?
The conclusion
Oh my gosh. Okay.
to this part, because I know we're going to have to bring you back. And, like,
Okay.
you know, like, we're going to have to listen to more of these stories, get more inspired, motivated by you. And, you know, you want to say any last words for this episode?
Yeah, I want to say thank you for all of you who are watching. Please feel free to reach out to me on my website or my Instagram. My Instagram is Bendita__Maldita. If you have any questions or just want to get to know me, you are more than welcome to reach out to me. Women, especially women, Oaxacan women, please feel free. You have a sister here that's more than willing to talk about maybe issues or obstacles you're trying to overcome right now or questions you have. In aspiring actors or people that are have interest in the entertainment industry, you can reach out to me. I'll show you what I can. And I want to thank also you today for having me on this beautiful show, and your whole crew for being so welcoming and putting all this hard work, you know, man, because I know you have Zapote Cafe, which is the cafe next door. So support. They're doing this right now, and it's just amazing the pathway they have opened up to artists. It's very inspiring as well. So thank you for that, you know? And that's it.
Thank you. And thank you to the audience. This is episode 152. Like I said, we will bring her back, get more inspired, more motivated. And we'll be back in a few seconds, a few minutes. And thank you again.
Thank you. Are we off air now?
I think we're still live.
Are we live?
you sing? Do you paint? Are you a photographer? Then hit us up on the Eskwilax Hour, live every Friday from 4 to 6 p.m., exclusively on dronebox.com.
Damn.
Again, I hold my grudges, you tired of the sins. You know I love you, no one above. You just wanna say what I'm thinking of. You hoping you cool and that everything's working. Letting you know all of this wasn't worth the choices I made wasn't on purpose. Now that you're gone, I feel fucking worthless. Like this shit made me a whole nother person. But you still left it, so I lost my purpose. Was it something I said, something I did? It was just shit you couldn't forgive. If it's not with you, then I cannot live. Picture the cars in the house and the kids. Now all of that was a story. Once upon a time was never meant for me. Feeling alone, shit started to bore me. Still stayed away from the girls in the 40s. All of my time and focused on rhyming. Laid out the plan, I started advising. Hoping you cool, hoping you fine when you're doing yours and I'm doing mine. Shit, but didn't think I'd ever go and fuck it up. Didn't think I'd ever go and run amok. Didn't think you ever really give a fuck, ever give a fuck. Shit, I hope so. Now you trying to front, no that won't go. First I roll a blunt, then I blow smoke. Picking through some girls, any, mini, money, mo. Oh no, but didn't ever meant to be like that. I was supposed to come, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just bend the brush. Bend the brush. Make those little leaves and branches just pop right out at you. There he comes. These little son of a guns hiding your brush, and you just have to push him out. This is your world, your creation.
Yeah, thank you. No, we'll call you. Like I said, we'll hit you up.
Yeah.
And if we don't, message me, because like I get a lot of different. Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back. This is the Eskwilax Hour 152. And right now we're getting ready for our next guest. He's going to share with us some of his work. And also me on a black screen. Hey, what's up? Yo, we're shooting live. Boa Heights, you know that. Every Friday, 4 to 6. And all right, he's gonna come out right now. Magic. He's gonna be up with us in a second. Before we interview him, he's gonna do some his work. You wanna come up really quick?
I can't compare myself to none of y'all. Let's keep it real. You don't know my past. You don't know my life. You could try to walk a mile, but try and fill my shoes ain't an easy fill. It's best to catch a ride. This path of mine designed for your kind. I could tell by your eyes. I could tell by the tales that you tell when you're tell behind. You would tell lies. Tell me that I'm lying. Like my pride ain't riding. We sizing up the game like prey. Striving just to stake our claim. We drive in our lane, make way, make mistakes, make change. Make a name that don't age. It's all systems go, no breaks. Always on time but late, that's peace. I'm out. All these raps about shit you don't have, shit that don't last, shit with no math, shit that don't add, shit with less substance than the shit I just cracked. Shit makes me laugh, I swear. God has a sense of humor, how the world presents the past the same way it presents its future. See, history repeats and victory deletes any history of whom the victor defeats. So picture the kings. Remember the legends. Imagine the peasants who never gets mentioned. Sentences penned with the blood of the martyrs. Scribed by the scholars. Written by the author to rule over people who follow. Dreams that owned by dollars. I'm saying, who the fuck's my competition? I'm bowing myself, racing my demons, racing my thoughts, and I'm pushing my limits, going the distance, squaring off with the man in the mirror. Hand in the air, I solemnly swear to never turn away. Always look straight and stand against fear. That's standing with myself. I'm my own worst enemy. Knowing that I'll never be the man for my memories, but that's the plan. So remember, he's canned so that we can have the chance to channel his energy and pass on the past. So what's past has passed through the entropy. To be the best, though, I let go all of my worst features, especially the leeches. Every